Okay, we're going to work on partial fraction decomposition. And you probably have this document, otherwise you can get it from your teacher or on Canvas. And it works through one example, but that might be a little bit confusing. So if we go down after the example, 1 and 2 we probably already did in class, or we can get that later. I'm going to focus on 3 and 4, and yours might be on the same page, but I went ahead and pushed them to the next page. 4 is really a lot like 1, 2 is a lot like 3. So we're actually going to start with number 4. And my very first thought is I'm going to do some reordering here really quickly of that numerator. I just don't love that the 5 minus x is the way it is, so I'm going to go ahead and make it negative x plus 5. Just change the order. You don't have to. I'm just doing it for the sake of it being like everything else. Next, I need to factor the denominator. So we should be able to factor that. 2x squared, we've got to have 2x and x. To get the 1, we need 1 and 1. We need to figure out how we're going to get positive x in the middle. So plus 1 here, minus 1 over here. So we've got things factored. Great. This came from something. Okay, and I'm probably going to have to scroll down a little bit and make it a little smaller. It's going to be hard to see everything. This came from 2 or more fractions being added together originally. So think opposite of algebra 2, like what are the things that added together would get me that? So I'm going to rewrite what I have there. That's kind of a waste of space, but just wrote it a little too big. This came from something plus something else. What the somethings are, I mean, that's what we're going to come up with. So the denominator of one of them is going to be our 2x minus 1 over here. The denominator of the other one is x plus 1. If you think back to algebra 2, you had something like this, and you would add it together, and it would get you something like that. You'd get common denominators. This is the common denominator. So what we're trying to figure out is, what is this? So we're going to call it A, and what's that, B? That's what we're trying to figure out. Where did this thing on the left come from? Okay, so we've got an equation now. This is an equation that we're going to solve for A and B. So if I think through, like, how would I solve an equation like this? I'm hoping you're thinking, I don't like the fractions, and I want to get rid of them. So how do we ever get rid of fractions? We're going to multiply by the least common denominator. So the least common denominator of all of it is the 2x minus 1 and the x plus 1. And we need to distribute that to everything. So if we distribute it to just this term, well, then the 2x minus 1 and the x plus 1 are going to simplify to 1 with this 2x minus 1 and x plus 1. So we'll just have negative x plus 5. If we distribute to this term, the 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1 are going to simplify out. So I'll just have this x plus 1 and that a, and I'm actually going to write the a first. Okay, and then I'm going to distribute here. X plus 1s are going to simplify out, so I have b times 2x minus 1. Okay, so next logical step is like, I'm probably going to distribute through this equation. So I still have my negative x plus 5. I'm going to distribute. So I've got ax plus a. Here, this is a little weird. B is some number, so I'm going to put the 2 first, then the b, then the x. And then b times the negative 1. So I have all that. Well, what am I going for here? What's even the point? If you think about an equation, I'm going to write over here. Eventually, I'm going to erase it. If I had something like 3x plus 1 equals blank x plus blank, if this is truly equal, what number has to be here and here? Well, don't I have to have a 3 there and a 1 there? Like that's what would make it true. So relate that back over here to this problem that we're doing. We kind of need to group our x's together on the right-hand side and group our things that aren't x's as well. And I'll show you what I mean. Like I'm just going to bring the 2bx over, put the a over here instead. And then literally what we're saying is okay, this right here and this right here kind of like go together, but not super well yet. So um let's go one step further. Those x's kind of need to get together. So let's actually kind of group what I have highlighted on the right and factor out x from most of them. So we have negative x plus 5 still. Over here, we're going to factor out x from both these terms that are underlined. I'm actually going to write it behind the parentheses instead of in front of the parentheses. So if I factor out x, I'd have a plus 2b. And like I said, I'm going to write the x right there. Plus a minus b. And so if I think about what I was saying over here with the green, now can't I say that this -1 right here, sorry, it's a really bad -1, is equal to this right here? Because they're both what's in front of x, just like over here, our 3 has to be 3. Doesn't -1 have to be equal to a plus 2b? And then same with the numbers. Doesn't, let's see, I have another color here. Let's use red again. Doesn't this 5 right here have to be equal to all this that represents a number? And then I have a system of equations to solve. This is my system. So all that was just to get to a system. So here, let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. So solving the system, I can use substitution, elimination, I don't care. I don't think I need to walk you through that part, but use substitution or elimination or whatever, and we should be able to get a result from here. And I gotta look back. Did I distribute something funny? No, I don't think so. Okay, so in my mind, I would just subtract, honestly. So I would do elimination is what I'm saying. So I'd get to pretty quickly -6 equals 3b. So I'd get b equals -2, and then I'd plug that back in one of these spots, maybe just right here. So I'd be adding 2, so I'd get a equals 3, I think. So if I get all that, then it's like, okay, great, I got A and B. Did I answer the question? Well, the question was to do partial fraction decomp. So remember back up here how we were like trying to do all of this stuff, okay? And I guess it's not even this stuff. It's more, whoopsie, erased more than I meant to. That's okay. We still got what we need, so keep it. That's the partial fraction decomp. Now I know what A and B are. So answer to the whole thing is going to be, and I'll write it up here then. A we said is 3, B is -2. So we're going to have 3 over 2x minus 1 plus b is -2. Can't remember. -2 over x plus 1. That's our answer. We're done. We've done partial fraction decomposition of that original problem for number 4. You could obviously ditch that positive sign, that negative sign, and just make it minus overall, but it doesn't matter. Either way will be accepted. Okay, so I'm going to make a new video for the other one, I think.